I said Arteta is, to me personally, is an arrogant coach. Why do I say he's an arrogant coach? Everybody around the world, even guys that are not Arsenal fans, they know that Arsenal needs a striker, a proper striker, and also a proper backup of Saka that can almost be like Saka. He's good that Saka even got the injury towards the what's it called? Um,
Christmas break.
Transfer window.
Traffic.
Yeah. So if Arsenal is a club that is after trophy, they would have gone fast to get what's it called? A backup. And also, you see the match against Newcastle, we were not firing enough. Instead, he was blaming the ball that they used Felele. I believe we know what Felele ball is. That ball that when you shoot it, the ball will be wavering. That is, you
Yeah.
don't blame. That's the ball other people they use. Liverpool they used it and they said they be using it in Europe. So why not go out and get these players? We don't have backup. Arsenal does not have depth right now. Even one that is trying to come up is injured. Martinelli is not firing all cylinders. Trossard is not firing all cylinders. What's it called? Marino that he bought is more of like a defensive midfielder. So who are
Yeah.
the creative midfielders that will create these
I
passes
think that's the
for
biggest problem.
Gabriel Jesus?
If they're not going to have a true number 9, then they need to have a very creative midfielder.
And Arsenal, we should learn how to take our chances. Look at Liverpool against when Tottenham Hotspur yesterday. The guy took the risk. Avoid too much passes. Arsenal will pass too much short
Yeah,
passes.
they hold the
Too
ball,
many
but
passes will not give you any point.
that's the problem because they don't have a creative. Even Martinelli, he just goes around in circles. He's good, but he
Yeah,
doesn't really have vision. And you don't have, they don't have any wingers, even Saka, that are really imaginative and do a lot of work. Saka is good, but he's kind of one-dimensional. They don't have any creative players,
yeah.
and I think that
So
this guy
to
has
me,
become too comfortable. Arteta has become too comfortable. He doesn't
yes,
really. He's not flexible.
there's no fire. There's no fire on his butt.
Look at Grandpa Anton. What's his name? Ancelotti.
Ancelotti,
When they lose, he adjusts the team. This guy has not
yeah,
adjusted the
they
team
have
once in
depth.
the last 5 years. Same football. That's why teams know how to beat them. What are your
He
thoughts,
wants
Wari?
to
Then we'll go.
prove.
Yeah,
He wants
yeah.
to prove. You look at all the players he bought, and what's this guy from Chelsea? Jorginho. To me, Jorginho is dead. He's a dead wood. He's not bringing any improvement to Arsenal. So if Arsenal wants to win trophy or they want to do better, they have to bring players that are attacking minded, that are direct players. But instead, you continue using everybody is seeing that Arsenal needs this, they need it.
No,
But
look at Man
Arteta will
City.
continue. Okay,
Man City was struggling. They put Grealish away and they brought in Savino. Bring somebody in that would do the
even
job.
presently,
Arsenal
Man
doesn't want
City,
to
they
do
are
that.
trying to
Yeah.
sign a Moroccan. They are trying to sign a Moroccan striker. But
Yes,
Arsenal, we don't want anything, but we are just like that. So
No, I don't know what
Arteta
the
is to
problem is.
sit up.
Yeah.
before
What?
you go after the coach, you need to look at the structure in Arsenal because every coach.
No, there is
Yeah,
money to sign players, Mr. Kunle. There is money. I'm telling
because
you,
Yes,
there's money.
but
They
up
pick
to
also
you
them,
once, they give him.
the
so
owners
Kule, here's
and
what
it's
I'll
up
say. Kule, Arsenal has two problems: their management and the money issue. But also now we have to
to
put an eye on Arteta. He's been there for 8 years and he hasn't changed his style of play. I'm not saying he needs to go, but they can't
About
win
5 years.
him. They can't win with him, even if they bring in the right money and everything. It
Yeah,
seems like his tactics are rubbish. What do you think,
it's
Kule?
his
Yeah.
mindset.
it's up to the owners whether they're going to release that money for Arteta to buy the players.
Okay, but
As
let's.
to whether Arteta has reached his peak,
But Kule, look,
I don't
but
really.
Kule, but Kule,
I
even with what he has, he's not using the proper tactics. He doesn't
know
have
what
excuse
he
of.
Yeah,
needs, as Wairi said, he needs a striker. He
Yeah, but
shows
even without a
a
striker,
striker.
Liverpool doesn't have a striker. But because they don't have a striker,
He's
they make sure that they have the tactics where the four guys are up front, and they make sure that the CDMs are tight at the back. This guy is not making. I haven't seen
no,
him make
he
one
doesn't
tactical
have.
decision. He doesn't make tactical decisions.
It's
Arteta.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's because
he's
the
not a
style of
tactician.
play that is brought down from Guardiola, and the style of play, his first 11 with his tactics, with all engines running and a proper number 9 at the front, his
Yeah,
tactics are
but what I mean is
sufficient.
that
The
even
problem that
Guardiola has
he's
changed his
having is
tactics.
that
So what I'm saying, this guy is using
he
tactics that
doesn't have
Guardiola
the
doesn't even use.
depth. To
Yeah, but my thing is, I agree with you, Clay. But my thing is that when you're a manager, you have to come up with some great tactics given what you have, and he's not even making the most of what he has,
Yeah.
even if he doesn't have a number 9. You see what I'm saying? What do you think, Afolabi? Yeah.
I agree
Well,
with
the
you, and
problem is that you
basically,
can't,
I think it's because
shine
Arteta.
shit.
Yeah, but you have to try your best or bring other players. Remember, the thing about a manager, you can make up for a lot of problems with tactics. Look at Nottingham Forest. Nowhere near the talent of any other team. Tactics. What do you think of
Yeah.
Fallout? Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I feel it's because Arteta has been Guardiola's number two for so long a time.
Yeah.
And when he left and he went to Arsenal, he even went back to Man City to buy some of their players. He needs to think deep and think of how to solve Arsenal's problem. 2 seasons ago, Arsenal paid 150 million for Declan Rice for CDM. That amount should have been invested in a striker. That is where the
Striker.
problem is. It was
World-class
a waste
striker.
of
I don't know
money,
what their problem is. Yeah.
really. So, and if you look at Arteta, it was employed 2019 December. The only thing they've won is the FA Cup. And if he continues like this,
Community Shield.
and
Community Shield
Community
also.
Shield,
Yeah.
they
Is
need
that
The
a
three.
does that count?
All right. What are
Yes,
your
it
thoughts?
counts.
What
It counts.
what are your thoughts, Saeed? Because we're not going to be a long show today, but we'll go one more round after Saeed. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to continue from where Mr. Wari stopped. So, I mean, there is no Arsenal fan, true Arsenal fan, that is not saying that we need a proper nine. Look at what Isak did against us. That
Very
Isak guy,
sharp
you
striker.
you 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 will know
Flexible.
Our next
the
show is
work
going to
of
be about
proper
that guy
nine.
too. Our next show is going to be about Isak.
Yeah,
You will
Alexander
you know
Isak.
the work of proper nine because
Yeah.
they will be in that box. They know what to. They know when they are in the box in one position, they can shoot. They can, like
Box in
the
box.
second goal too is from Isak. He shoot the ball in
Yeah.
the box, then the rebound. Like that is what proper nine do. Just to they know that any angle they are in the box, they know what to do.
Yeah.
But we
Can
hardly
go for the
have
goal.
that. Jesus is not that kind of a thinking
And
striker.
also Arsenal
Looking
doesn't
at
press.
Harvard.
Arsenal doesn't
So
press
I
at
think
all.
I think
Yeah.
for me overall, I think Arteta overall,
Go-
I think
Look at
Arteta is Arsene Wenger 2.0. If I may use that word, Arsene Wenger 2.0. Like trying to
For
save
the
money for
club.
Arsenal club. You understand?
Okay.
Why?
All right. So then we'll go around again. What are your thoughts, Kunle? Because I know Kunle wanted to say something.
Yeah, football is about margins. When we criticize a team that's not performing well, don't exaggerate the problem. Because if you look at City, it was just because we're missing one player. In CDM, in Arsenal, they drop when they lose Saka. In Chelsea, in also this other team, even Liverpool as well, when they lost Van Dijk. These are margins. When United at full strength, they beat Liverpool. These are margins. It's not that any team is miles and miles away whether it's tactics or quality of player. But the main thing that I do feel that Arsenal are missing is a striker. That's their biggest number one problem right now. They don't have a quality
Yeah.
They don't have a
striker.
striker. They don't have a
They didn't
nine.
have a
And a
quality
backup for
striker.
Saka. A backup for Saka.
Yeah, and
Even
a
Jesus
lot
is
of
not
games
the
that they're
solution.
playing.
Jesus
Also,
is
they
not the
don't
solution.
have a midfield. They don't have a midfield. I'm serious. I'm telling you, they don't have a
Creative
midfield.
midfielders. No creative midfielders.
If they're winning those games, they're drawing because they had a proper striker. They'd be so far up in the field now that we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, with what they have now, the only thing I'm arguing, you guys are right. That's their main problem. But Arteta is not making the most of even what he has now. Look at Liverpool. Okay, we know that Liverpool, if you take away Salah, they'll start losing. But if you look at the way they play, with the way they have possession and the toughness, Arsenal needs to be looking at that. If you're not going to spend a lot of money, make sure you get some CDMs. Look at the whole Liverpool team, made up of Dutch guys and Argentine guys who can play. They're very good with holding the ball. They're aggressive. They don't even have to be creative, but they're aggressive and have high energy. It looks like Arsenal is just playing Ring Around the Roses, where you just pass the ball in a circle or something. That's it.
No progress. No progress. No direct play.
Yes, that's his main weakness. He's not good with young players. That's another problem that has. And Arsenal likes to be a team of young players. So those are the contradictions. But I still think that he's the best coach of Arsenal now.
I know, but
it will go down before.
For ratings, we have to say Arteta must go so people click. But let me tell you the truth. If he continues like this, if he gets a good team, if he continues like this for the next couple of years, because he has to take some blame also. So let's go to the next person. What do you think, Wari?
It's not about. I don't think he has a couple of years. He just need this season.
This season. If Arsenal does not win,
If this
Yeah.
season
Let me say,
we didn't get any cup and we didn't get to a Champions League final, you will see that a lot of people will be calling for his head. He have to go
because
because
the Premier League,
how many years chance does he need? Like this
Yeah,
is
you're
his
right.
sixth.
Yeah.
The only cup we lifted ever since he came in was just the FA Cup. And the FA Cup
Yeah.
itself is more like
Yeah,
a fifth win.
he needs to improve this. So, and also
and you
remember
see,
last year. Remember last year when they played in March. They played Man City. They had Man City on the ropes, and they parked the bus and played for a draw. And then the next week they
yeah,
lost to Aston Villa. This is
yeah.
inexcusable, man. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go soon, but thank you, Syed. Any last points, Syed, before we go to Warif? Yeah.
Yeah, there is. I don't think that he needs. To me, I think we should our holders, shareholders, or whoever that is at the helm of our this thing, they should start probably giving him money, or even if he's not going to buy, if he's not asking for players to buy, the board have to buy players. We need at least like two experienced midfielder. They don't even need to be
Striker.
popular, just experience. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Experience to join
Okay.
this
If
young
okay,
You might
Iwaneri and
laugh,
all
see,
these guys that we have.
Rashford.
And a striker too.
for me,
Yeah.
Arteta, if Arteta wants to get like what Said said, you don't need to get players that are popular. Go to Bournemouth. Bournemouth, they have some
Yes, now they
rugged
have a couple
players.
of experienced
They have
players
good
there.
players. Even this Ipswich. Study these players. Ipswich, go and buy some. Study their team. Go and get these players. Just that if Arsenal should go for their players now, to begin to see 70 million, 80 million. Now, our match against what is it called, Brighton, when Arsenal was winning 1-0, I told my friend, I said, Arteta should make a change. Remove what is it called, maybe Mourinho or we call this guy from Chelsea, Jorginho, and bring in what is it called, Odegaard. Why do you need to bring in Odegaard so that Odegaard can stabilize the midfield, the creative midfield, so that you can push these guys back, make their passes. But instead, if you watch the game properly, you see that Arsenal was more of the defensive. That was why even the penalty that the what led to the penalty was a panic from Arsenal players. Instead of going to have played the ball, they were playing ding-dong ball before the ball
Yeah.
went up and what's it called? Williams now nodded the guy that led to the penalty kick. So
To be honest with you,
Arteta,
like you said, Arsenal is not psychologically strong, and I think it's a reflection of their
yeah,
manager. He's not a tough person. He doesn't have that psychology.
Arteta should
Like,
learn how to read a game. Even the match against Liverpool, Arsenal Liverpool, when Arsenal was winning 2-1 towards the end of the game, you see, you make a change so that you demoralize, you kill the pressure from your opponent, you kill the pressure, but instead you were still playing until when they now equalize. That was when he now made the change. And making a change like that, if you are bringing any player, putting the player under pressure, no, you not get the best of that player. Number two, the player will be exposed to injury because he might want to impress the coach for bringing him. That you'll be saying to yourself that the coach has faith in him to have brought him into the game to make the difference, but all rubbish. So Arteta shouldn't have to study a game, know when to mix up and know when to not to mix up. That's one of the things he's missing.
yeah, I agree. So all eyes on him. Like you said, this is the year, and I think they're gonna still give him a year or more. But this, if he doesn't win something this year, this guy's in big trouble. What are your thoughts, Kunle? Before we
They
end
said
with
they said
Mafalabi?
Arsenal is the season. They're always having hope to win
Oh
a
yeah, next
trophy
year's the
every
year. It's
season.
always next year. What are your thoughts, Kunle? Yeah.
If Arteta got third place, I think that he would have earned another shot at next season. Second or third place, I think that if he finishes out of the top four, then yes, I would say he's regressed. But it would be unfair to remove a coach that gets you into Champions League in the next season, because once you're there or thereabouts, that means that you only need a little bit more, just that little bit more support to get over the line. So
5
I
years.
think Champions League
But
football.
he should sign the right players. That's just
5
it.
years. For
Yes,
5
but
years, we've
you're
been
right, and signing the right players is not up to the coach alone. It's also up to the
The owners.
owners, and the owners can sometimes veto, and sometimes they may say, "No, we don't want to use that player. We want to use this money to build some other part of the stadium or cover
Hey,
some debt
Kunle,
or
maybe
some
the
other
owners
thing."
also own majority share in Liverpool too. The
Yeah, I
owners
mean,
do Arsenal. You understand what I'm saying?
but
Maybe it's a circus. It's a circus out there,
man,
man.
I have a better United owners manage the club, and what they do right and wrong over the past. But I mean, I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I don't know
But
the
my
final
joke is that
machinations
maybe at the very top is one
of their
person,
business.
is a monopoly that owns all these
Or
teams. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm not a fan that knows much about how the workings of their club works that can give us the answers on why Tete is able to get players that he can get or not. And a lot of these coaches, when they leave, they'll now tell you the truth a year later. They'll say, I wanted this guy, this guy, and this, and they said no.
Why not do it now? You push.
Yeah,
You have to push.
Until they cannot just cannot just condemn them for not getting players. These are world-class coaches.
Although we have to keep an eye on Arteta.
Arsenal's next match is against Manchester United. Man, you're on fire right now with what they did.
I'm going to watch that game closely. Okay, but we'll talk about that.
So what to talk about now?
Yeah. So thank you guys, but we have to move on because we have another show in 20 minutes.